Hey everybody, we're back doing another unboxing, this time Magic Origins.
The last core set.
The last core set of all time. Until they decide 5 years from now that the nostalgia is great enough that they can release another one. So you get a little insert.
Would it really be a core set then? Because it wasn't like a core because they stopped doing them.
Yeah, true. I mean, well, they might restart up the practice.
That's true.
What I'm getting at here. So it's Chubby and Atkst and, of course, Mr. Boopster, the people's dupster, opening things today. I feel like he should get his own stack, but
yeah, if he can open a pack,
if only he had opposable thumbs.
Yeah,
isn't that right.
We'll have to open it for him.
Yeah. Okay, so take half of this and one of these. It's Chubby starting. And instead of doing mythic points like we've done in the past, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add up the value of anything that's over $2, worth over $2, and we'll have that in the top of the video.
The scoreboard.
It's like a scoreboard, because you know the mythic count. A lot of times it's kind of skewed because some mythics aren't worth anything, and then there are some rares that are worth way more than mythics.
Yeah.
So it's kind of stupid. So anyway, I'm gonna start this off. Is there only one? Oh no, there's not. There's for different planeswalkers. Okay.
Now you only get Jace packs.
Yeah. So I know very little about the set. I just follow the spoiler like everyone does, of course, but I haven't looked that deeply into it. So we have a Volcanic Rambler, Mighty Leap, Infernal Scarring, Mega Ring Bully.
That's the guy who bullied Jace when he was a kid.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Don't be rude, Bellerin. We just want to enjoy the view with you. Okay. Send to Sleep, Might of the Masses, Mantle of Webs, Boggart Brute, Guardian of Meletus, Unholy Hunger, and our first uncommon is a Patron of the Valiant. Not going to read what it does, because it's uncommon. Meteorite, this is sweet. I love Meteorite.
Yeah.
It's so much flavor. It's just oozing with. I didn't even know this was in this set. That's sweet. We got a Rogue's Passage, and our rare. Start off with a Gilt Leaf Winnower. 5 mana, 4/3 with Menace. Creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. I'm glad they gave that a name, because it's really annoying to have that written out all the time.
On a lot of cards.
Yeah. So we have, when Gilt Leaf Winnower enters the battlefield, you may destroy target non-elf creature whose power and toughness aren't equal. You know what's really stupid about this?
What?
Its power and toughness aren't equal.
Yeah, and it's like want to be perfect.
Yeah, the whole thing is like, you're not perfect, but this isn't perfect.
He's overlooking his own perfections.
Yeah, I guess. And a Sweet Thopter token, and a Plains.
Thopter.
All right.
It's like, see, he's like, I am perfect. I'm allowed to be slightly different. You are not an elf. Dead.
I guess. Well, was it an elf rogue, too? Because that might be why. It might be like breaking the mold.
It's an elf warrior.
Ah, I see.
But the Lauren elves were super racist. That's like their thing.
Oh, yeah? Let's see if I can get this out of the...
Or I guess specious.
A little bit here. Specious. Weight of the Underworld, Infectious Bloodlust, Disperse, Mantle of Webs. I'm going to not say every common every time. Okay, we got a Brawler's Plate. A Blazing Hellhound. That is cool art.
It really is.
A Sentinel of the Eternal Watch, and our rare is an Evolutionary Leap. A really not...
a wannabe survival of the fittest.
Yeah, really not that exciting survival of the fittest. Ooh, and we have a foil Iroas's Champion. That's pretty sweet.
Is the champion any
Soldier
good?
token. It's a 3 mana 2/2 with double strike.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. It's like
gets things done.
Yeah, wasn't there like a one of these that had flying in Ravnica or something that was very similar to this?
I think it was just a 1/1.
Was that a 1/1? Either way, it's foil, and that's sweet. So, commons. Yeah. We have a Girapur Aether Grid. Okay. A Skyraker Giant. A Valoran Wardens. And our rare... It's a Soulblade Djinn, a 5 mana 4/3 with flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
So basically all creatures you control have prowess. Except that it also stacks with prowess creatures.
Yeah. And they didn't even give us a token. They gave us one of these crappy little poopsters. Okay, so, next pack.
Nothing too exciting yet.
No mythics, no super exciting rares. What are some super exciting rares in this set? Even I don't even know.
There's the Thopter gang.
Thopter gang. Oh, and there's Chandra's parents. Too.
Yeah, Chandra's parents or Thopter gang commander.
Yeah. Okay, we have a Zendikar Incarnate. We're going back there right away, which is going to be sweet. We have a Blood Curse Knight, a Thopter Engineer, and our rare is a Chandra's Ignition. A 5-mana target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent. Meh.
It's a card.
It's a card. It's not super exciting, but it's there. All right. So we'll go through all the poop. Got a Sky Snare Spider, a War Oracle, cool name, Jezian Thief, and our rare is a Mizium Meddler. It's easy for me to say. 3 mana 1/4 with flash. When it enters the battlefield, you may change the target of target spell or ability to Mizium Meddler. I would rather play Spellskite.
This can hit abilities though. That's
true.
A niche.
That's true. That's kind of cool. And we have a foil Weight of the Underworld, which is really cool looking. I don't know if that shows up that well.
That is a very good card.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool foil.
And I like how it's almost the exact same picture as Bearer of the Heavens.
Yeah.
Which I think I'll put like a thing here of it.
He's holding only the Underworld. The other guy's holding everything.
I guess he's holding the Heavens.
So like yeah.
Yeah.
He's standing on this guy, I guess. He's standing on the guy he's holding up, and he's holding up the heaven. There has to be a Bearer of the World maybe in between them.
Yeah. Maybe in Zendikar. That's kind of like, it's all land themed.
Well, no, it's got to be Theros, right? Or it doesn't make sense.
I guess that's true. Well, I guess we'll wait for Return to Theros once nostalgia for that is up or something. I don't know how long that'll be. At the rate we're going, like a year. Necromantic Summons, Reclusive Artificer, Valoran Wardens, and our rare is an Animist's Awakening. An X green, reveal the top X cards of your library, put all land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Then it has Spell Mastery, which is a really cool new keyword. I guess it's 2 words, but it's really cool. If there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, untap those lands. And a mountain and some crap. Okay. It's not the worst. Could be a good ramp spell, but...
It's kind of a ramp spell that, wants to cast spells before.
Yeah.
So it'd kind of be a deck that wants a lot of ramp spells that aren't...
This is taking this pack apart one tiny little piece at a time, apparently.
Making confetti? Yeah,
making some chaos confetti. Which is a sweet card from an unset. So we have an Irosa's Champion, but this one's not foil, so it sucks.
It's unplayable now.
It's completely unplayable. We have a Sylvan Messenger, an Anchor to the Aether, and our rare is a Kithion, Hero of Akros? Akros. Sweet. It's Gideon, basically. It's Gideon. So, this is sweet. We definitely
I don't know how, possibly, because Kytheon and Gideon is supposed to be like someone just screwing up his name and him going, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that legitimately like...
That's what I got from reading the Uncharted Realm.
Really?
Is when he went to Ravnica, it was like, Gideon? He's like, sure, why not?
Yeah, oh, shit, that's way cooler than my name. Anyway, so it's a 1-mana 2/1, already playable. Yeah. Well, ish. They're printing a lot of those lately. At the end of combat, if Kithion... I'm just going to say Gideon, because I don't want to say his real name. Gideon sounds so much cooler. At the end of combat, if Gideon... and at least 2 other creatures attack this combat, you can exile him and return him to the battlefield transformed. And
under his owner's control.
Under his owner's control.
So don't steal him and attack.
That's a good point. And you can pay 2 colorless and a white to give it indestructible until end of turn. And then, of course, when he flips, we have Gideon Battleforged. So he starts with 3 loyalty, and he goes up to 1 target creature an opponent controls attacks Gideon during its controller's next turn, if able. So it's like a little version of what the first Gideon did.
Yeah.
And +1, until your next turn, target creature gains indestructible. Untap that creature. And 0, you can turn him into a 4/4 soldier with indestructible. And it prevents all damage, just like every other Gideon.
Yeah. He's a creature that turns into a planeswalker that turns into a creature.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And it's worth noting.
I just remembered that he planeswalked the band first, not Ravnica. I screwed that up.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Anyway, also worth noting, he only goes up or stays at 3, which is pretty cool. So,
I even got the card to play him in a deck.
Hey, I did too.
Because it's got the magic.
Yeah, I forgot about these. So that's pretty sweet. So the first.
I wonder if that was
thing.
intentional or just accidental that happened to be in the same pack.
I don't know. I guess we'll see when we open every other one.
Because it looks like it overwrote the
which we're clearly going to do.
Land, actually, in
Did
the
it?
pack.
Oh, it might be then. Iroas' Champion, again, unplayable, not foil. Zendikar's Royal, Possess Scab, and a Dark Petition. This is kind of a sweet card. So it's a 5 mana, search your library for a card and put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. And if you have Spell Mastery, it adds 3 black to your mana pool. So it's kind of like a weird demonic tutor if you have Spell Mastery, sort of.
You just have to pay 5 up front.
Yeah. So, that's kind of sweet. Hopefully that card has some potential somewhere. It'd be really nice if it did.
It is always worth noting that it can cast Doomsday. It can find
That's
and
true.
cast Doomsday.
It can find and cast Doomsday. But it's also 5 mana, and vintage is vintage. So we have a Psychic Rebuttal, Hydrolash, Foundry of the Consuls, and a Woodland Bellower, 2nd Mythic. Nice. So this is a 6 mana 6/5. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a non-legendary green creature with converted mana cost 3 or less, so a Tarmogoyf, and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. And we have a Foil Suppression Bonds, a 4 mana enchant. No, I'm not going to read it because it's common. But it's foil and it looks cool. And yeah.
Got chains.
That's fun
Fully
stuff.
chains.
Fun stuff. So is Woodland Bellower playable at all, I wonder? I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days it'll like hit something really broken.
The non-legendary clause is weird.
Yeah. I'm wondering what they were trying to avoid by making it non-legendary. Because it seems like they just did that for the sake of
I mean, I guess it could
trying to nerf something.
I guess
maybe
it could
in the
hit
future.
Nissa.
Yeah, that's a good point. Never thought of that, actually. Call of the Full Moon, Gnarl Root Trapper, Revenant, and we have Chandra's Parents. Yes! So it's a 4 mana 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 1/1 colorless Thopter creature tokens with flying, and you can pay 3 and sacrifice an artifact to deal 2 damage to target creature or player. Kind of sweet. It's like a little mini Siege Gang commander, but it's Chandra's Parents.
Thopter Gang Commander.
Thopter Gang Commander. Chandra's Parents! I'm never going to call this by its actual name. It's just going to be, I'll just play Chandra's Parents. Now we just have to open a Chandra.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, your parents showed up.
Yeah. Alright, bunch of commons. I think I glimpsed a foil in there. So we have a Prism Ring, a Goblin Glory Chaser. Oh, yeah, that's a rare we want to open. Pile Driver. Goblin Pile Driver.
Yeah.
I forgot that was in the set.
I mean, we have I think we have like 2 or 3 already.
Yeah, but, it's worth something. Towergeist. And our rare, this is a sweet rare, actually.
This is.
Harbinger of the Tides. 2 mana, 2/2. You can cast it as though it had flash if you pay 2 more colorless for it. And when it enters the battlefield, you may return target tapped creature to an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Pretty sweet.
Ether Vial 2
stuff.
at instant speed.
Ooh, that's nice. And we have a foil rare as well.
Nice.
A Llanowar Wastes. So you can... It's Llanowar Wastes. I'm not going to explain it.
It's been imprinted enough.
It's been reprinted to death. That actually might be worth something too. I don't know if the foil versions of those are worth more than $2.
Yeah, Harbinger of Tide probably definitely goes in Legacy.
Oh yeah, no.
Because I mean, if you have a Mirror of Jiri and you cast it, then it taps something and then you return it.
Well, even Modern too, because Aether Vial is legal in Modern.
Right? Yeah.
So we have a Conclave Naturalists, a Fiery Conclusion, a Blight Caster, and a Managorger Hydra. It's a 3 mana Hydra, which is weird right there. It doesn't have X anywhere. It's a 1/1 with Trample, and whenever a player casts a spell, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah. Okay.
Don't deal 1 damage to it.
No.
It's not going to end well.
It's like you can't Tarfire a Tarmogoyf. You can't Gutshot a Managorger Hydra. I think that'll be the new saying, the go-to saying for people just learning the game. Gut shot hasn't been legal for a while in Standard.
Yeah.
But
it was printed in the recent Modern Masters.
That's true.
So you got that.
Could be fresh in the memories. So we have a Necromantic Summons, a Bounding Kaszas, a Ram Roller, and a Vryn Wigmare. Doopy Horse deck. Here we come.
Doopy Horse deck.
It's a 3-mana, 2/1 flying, non-creature spells, cost 1 more to cast. I think it's quite a bit worse than, what's the...
Thalia?
Thalia? Yeah. But it's a Doopy Horse, so who cares?
It's also 3 mana and not legendary, so like it can curve, you can curve up to it still.
Sure.
It may be playable, and
it might be.
But I mean, there was a version of it that just doesn't have flying.
Yeah?
It's just a 2/1 for free that has the ability.
Didn't know that. Magmatic Insight, Meteorite, Throwing Knife. That's sweet. And we have an Archangel of Tithes, another really playable mythic, I think, at least.
So apparently it was a good thing that we bought you back
from Capture?
Yeah,
from the last video?
From the last video.
Yeah. We've already done better than the Modern Masters box. Well, probably not money-wise, but in terms of sweet stuff.
Yeah.
So we have 4 mana, 1 colorless and 3 white. It's a 3/5 flying. As long as it is untapped, creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. And as long as it's attacking, creatures can't block unless they do the same thing. So, yeah, pretty sweet card.
Yeah.
And we have a foil Hitchclaw Recluse, which is not anything worth noting. But it's foil. And foils are awesome. So, I've got 4 more left in my stack.
We even get more packs to open, too.
I know. Yeah, we're in 24. Yeah, it really sucks that I missed that, but apparently I didn't miss that much, so.
No, you really didn't.
I mean, you should watch that video. We opened 4 Tarmogoyfs. That's what I mean. So we have a Psychic Rebuttal, a Citadel Castellan, whatever. A Rogue's Passage, and we've got Korthoped, Soul Hoarder. No idea what this is. I've never seen this. It's a 6 mana, 6/6 flying. That's pretty sweet already. Legendary. Whenever a permanent owned by another player is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and lose 1 life.
So he offers you power.
I guess.
Whether you want it or not.
But more importantly, he's a 6 mana, 6/6 flying.
Yeah. He's one of the demons that made a deal with Liliana. And
a knight that has really awful corners. I don't know if that really shows up, but that's in horrible condition. Not that it matters. We have our own tokens, and they're much sweeter.
Yes.
Because they have snowmen. All right. Well, that was weird. Huh. These packs are really, really loose feeling to me. Actually, you know what? That's the thing I wish that I would have had the most, was to be able to open those weird cardboard packs from Modern Masters 2.
They were convenient.
Well, it's just so weird.
Other than the fact that they're damaging the cards.
And people could easily open it, replace the rare with something good, and make it obvious.
You mean opposite? You mean replace the rare with something bad?
They can take
and
the
then
thing that's
carefully
good.
glue it back together.
Cruel Revival, Acolyte of the Inferno, Gold Forged Sentinel, and Chandra. Hey, it happened.
You're right.
It happened. Chandra, the Fire of Kaladesh. It's a 3 mana 2/2. Whenever you cast a red spell, you can untap it, and you can tap it to deal 1 damage to target player. If it has dealt 3 or more damage this turn, you can flip it into Chandra Roaring Flame. Starts at 4 loyalty. Can go up 1 to deal 2 damage to target player. Can go down 2 to deal 2 damage to target creature. And it's -7. Deal 6 damage to each opponent. Each player dealt damage this way gains an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, this emblem deals 3 damage to you. That's pretty sweet. I don't
Definitely
think...
seems that way that that backwards card gets kept.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very... yeah. Because we've only seen 2 of these, and they've been in the 2 Planeswalker packs.
Also, we apparently should have kept Mythic points for you, because you're at 4.
Am I at 4 already? Jeez. I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was sweet. 2 more packs. Let's see if we could open 2 more Mythics. All right. So we have Jiraga Invocation, Consecrated by Blood. Undercity Troll, and Hallowed Moonlight. This seems okay, too. It hoses a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it's 2 mana instant until end of turn. If a creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead and draw a card.
It's worth noting that's slightly different from Containment Priest because it can hit tokens.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
So you want a Spectre Procession? Nope.
Yeah. Or like, I really don't know much about Standard,
Sarkhan
but there seems like a lot of those.
Sarkhan
oh, God.
Ultimate. Get all those dragon tokens? Nope.
You have like a doubling season out? Yeah, I'll just make like an army of dragons. No, you won't, but I'll draw a card. Prism Ring, Clash of Wills, Somberwald Alpha, and what we're going to do, well, it's not a Planeswalker.
Yeah, it's not a Planeswalker.
It's an Exquisite Firecraft.
Pretty decent card.
Yeah. So it's 3 mana, sorcery, deals 4 damage to the target creature or player. Then the spell mastery is that it can't be countered by spells or abilities. And a mountain and some dupe.
Nothing like your finisher can't be countered.
Yeah. I apparently flung it off screen. All right, so that was my half. Pretty solid half. And now Atkst will open his half and try to top me in value.
Mr. Boopster.
He's, of course, upside down because he likes to live an alternative lifestyle.
Yeah. So, first pack.
Can you top me in my 4 mythics of justice?
I just have to open all the value rares.
That's true.
So,
or you could open 4 mythics, too. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that's true. Majoring Network is my first uncommon. Colorless Storage Land, not too exciting. Totem Guide Heart Beast. Malakir Cullblade, and my first rare, Abbot of Curl Keep. He's a 2 mana 2/1 with prowess, and when he enters the battlefield, you exile the top card of your library, and until end of turn, you can play that card. Pretty decent card, because it's kind of like the red bear that, has value later in the game.
Yeah. And some dupe.
Dupe.
All right.
Second pack. Brawler's Plate, Consul's Lieutenant, Thopter Engineer, and Scab Clan Berserker. 3 mana 2/2 with haste and renown 1. And whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, if he's renowned, then it deals 2 damage to that player.
Okay. That exists.
And dupe.
And some dupe. All right. So far, nothing super exciting.
Just value red spells, apparently.
Yeah. Starter deck fodder.
Tormented Thoughts is first uncommon. Scab Goliath. Towergeist. And Hixus Prison Warden.
Okay.
He's a 5 mana 4/4 with flash, and whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, if he entered the battlefield this turn, exile that creature until he leaves the battlefield.
Pretty expensive.
Interesting effect, though. You can outrang a bunch of creatures that just attacked you.
Sure. But they have to hit you first.
It's not like he can. It's not like he can cancel an Alpha Strike.
No.
And at 5 mana, that's probably what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. God, it'd be really sweet if he did, though. That'd be like cube material for sure.
Rune Servitor, Turned Frog, Revenant. But I'm surprised they haven't ever used that. Seems like a really common.
Revenant? Yeah,
Revenant. And Line War Waste.
Hey, we have one of those already.
Yeah. I think the one you got was a little better.
All right. But I mean, that's a decent rare. At least.
Yeah.
Playable.
I guess we'll have to brew a black-green deck.
Yeah, apparently.
Patron of the Valiant, Call of the Full Moon, Knightly Valor, Starfield and Nyx, first mythic.
So that's 5 mythics. This is a good box.
It is. So, 5 mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And as long as you control 5 or more enchantments, each other non-aura enchantment you control is a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and toughness equal to its converted mana cost.
That's pretty sweet.
So it's like opulescence and a constant regenerate.
Yeah.
Or reanimate for them. Pretty cool.
It's like a weird
and planes.
open the vaults sort of weirdness.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing if that actually becomes a deck.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this box is quite good so far.
Commons, Murder Investigation.
That's sweet.
Shadows of the Past, Enthralling Victor, and Shivan Reef.
Hey, that's a good one.
That is a good one. It's the blue-red one, so it's probably the best.
Yeah.
And a Plains.
Whoop. All right. By the way, worth noting, this elemental token is like a weird mushroom/penis monster.
I gotta see this. Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Yeah. And now you'll never unsee it.
Got a yoked ox.
Oh! We should have a parade in his honor.
A war horn. Sylvan Messenger. When I seen this first spoiled, I was so hoping that Goblin Ringleader would be in the set.
Yeah.
Because if that was modern playable,
it would be lovely.
But it didn't. That's not what it heralded. Eye Blight Massacre. See, non-elf creatures get -2/-2. Super racist.
Very.
And Priest of the Bloodright. He's a 5-mana 2/2 creature, and when he enters the battlefield, you put a 5/5 Black Demon token onto the battlefield with flying. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 2 life.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so basically you get a 2-mana 2/2 that also has a demon with him, but he keeps damaging
you. And then this guy just bleeds out.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
It's a really cool flavor.
Yeah, it is.
And
it's probably not that playable, but...
I mean, maybe.
You think?
It might have been a little better if... I forgot his name already. It was just...
Who?
The artifact from New Phyrexia that was banned, you know?
Oh, Batterskull.
No, not Batterskull.
Oh, that wasn't banned.
The green one.
The green one.
I forgot. It was the deck for the longest time in Modern.
Oh, boy.
Neither of us can.
Wow, this is really sad. It hasn't been that long.
It's been like a year.
Birthing Pod.
Birthing Pod, that's it. He'd be better if Birthing Pod was still around.
It would be, yeah.
But I don't think there's any 6-drops you really want to hit.
Sure.
That's sad.
I had to warm up my thinks a little bit there. That was the
Magmatic Insight.
All right.
Good if there's some reason for a land deck to exist. Gather the Pack. Dwinin's Elite. And Mage Ring Responder. It's a 7-mana 7/7. And doesn't untap during your untap step. You pay 7 to untap it, and whenever he attacks, he deals 7 damage to a creature defending player controls. Just 7s.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's 7, 7, 7, 7.
Maybe that means we'll be lucky in the rest of these packs. Oh, that's odd.
That is odd.
Yeah. Huh.
That breaks our thought.
It did. Maybe that was just a weird coincidence.
A very weird coincidence. Or maybe he's actually a planeswalker.
It could be. It's true. We never looked on the back. No.
It'd have been amazing if it had like a Jace back.
Yeah.
You'd be like, ah.
Yeah.
Ravaging Blaze.
It's a sweet name.
It's kind of a cool card, you know. Deals X damage to target creature, and then if you have Spell Mastery, it also deals that damage to the controller.
Yeah.
Chief of the Foundry, Throwing Knives, or just one. And a Graveblade Marauder. He's a 3-mana 1/4 with Death Touch. And whenever he deals combat damage to a player, that player loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Kind of weird. Maybe good. Might be. And an Enlightening Ascetic. It's common. 2-mana 1/1, and when it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target enchantment. Very cool. It's like a void in the Starfield.
And it takes out Starfield, for what that's worth.
Yeah, it's got a hole. That's what it's doing.
I do not reject the gods. I reject their authority, their pettiness, and their arrogance. That's pretty sweet. Flavor text, too.
It is cool. Seismic Elemental. Anointer of Champions. Zendikar's Royal. And Tainted Remedy. 3 mana enchantment. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead.
Very niche.
Yeah.
That's a very niche
and
thing.
any deck would want it. There's a black and red enchantment. It's just 2 mana that deals a similar thing, but doesn't hit lifelink for what it's worth. This does.
And planes. And some dupe. So what are we still looking for here? This is conveniently like a little checklist. So we want a Liliana, a Nissa, and a Jace. You can probably open all 3 of those, I would assume.
Blood Curse Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Bounding Kaszas. A Ram Roller.
And a Jace.
And a Tragic Arrogance.
That was close. He's pretty arrogant.
5 mana sorcery. For each player, you choose among the permanents that player controls an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker. Then each player sacrifices all other non-land permanents he or she controls.
Nah. If that whole non-land clause wasn't in there, that'd be pretty sweet. But,
yeah. Probably be too good then.
Yeah. Well, it's very similar to another card that does that. Name's escaping me right now.
Balance?
No.
It is worth noting that you at least choose them.
Yeah.
Because they printed one in Innistrad that they got to choose their best creature, and you got to choose your best creature. That's not very good. Sphinx's Tutelage. Valor and Akros.
He said toot.
Blightcaster. And Dwinin, Guiltleaf Dane.
Okay.
It's 4 mana. Dwinin. It's a 4 mana 3/4 legendary creature. It's an elf warrior. It's got reach. Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1. And whenever it attacks, you gain 1 life for each attacking elf you control.
Yeah, it's
probably a little too slow.
Yeah,
for most
that's
elf
pretty
decks.
slow.
And it can't get hit by Collected Company.
It looks to me like you have a foil in there too.
Scab Goliath.
Oh.
Not very exciting.
Boo.
6/9
Scab
trample.
Goliath.
And you have to exile 2 creature cards from your graveyard to even cast it.
Oh. That's no fun for the whole family. Ooh, actually, you skipped the best part. We got a Jace emblem.
We did. Now that means we got to get the Jace. Let's go with it.
Sure.
Celestial Flare.
I hate that card.
Yeah. So I brought it up. The Bane of the Elspeth versus Kiora matchup.
Yeah.
So, a Whirler Rogue. Consecrated by Blood. Skyraker Giant. It's very weird that red gets reach now.
That is a little strange. I mean, it's a giant, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But...
And Sigil of the Empty Throne.
That's playable, maybe.
Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you put a 4/4 white angel token on the battlefield.
Looks like you got another foil, too.
I got foil Doopy Horse. I think I win.
You win.
I win the prize.
You win magic. All the magic. Foil Doopy Horse is best horse.
Flying Doopy Horse. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast.
It just says Doopy Horse in there. It's like
it's
flying.
Not even a creature.
Yeah, it's like flying, Doopy Horse. Creatures cost 1. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Yeah, you win. That's the best thing ever.
He'd even fit in a Doopy Horse Tiny Leaders deck.
Which is, that's the plan right there. I'm sure there's enough horses throughout Magic's history.
Probably. Sigil of Valor. Don't need to read the text.
No.
Clash Wills. Undercity Troll.
Jace.
Goblin Pile Driver.
Hey, that's a good one.
2 mana, 1/2 with protection from blue. It's Goblin. And whenever he attacks, he gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking goblin.
That might round out our playset, so it might be worth jumping into some modern now with that.
Yeah.
With some goblins.
It is nice that he's now in modern.
Mm-hmm.
Protection from blue isn't as relevant as it used to be.
No, certainly not.
But it had protection from green at the moment.
Oh, yeah, that'd be disgusting.
What? Your Tarmogoyfs can't deal
Or
with this.
black, actually, because a lot of those decks are playing the zombie fish, Gourmet Angler.
Or like I'm thinking like Abrupt Decay. And
oh, yeah, sure, against removal or whatever.
Siege, Rhino, Tarmogoyf,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Giafer, Aether Grid,
Sure, whatever.
Angel's Tomb, Thunderclap Wyvern,
And...
Sword of the Animist.
Oh.
2-mana legendary equipment. Equip the creature gets +1/+1, and whenever it attacks, you search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped.
Eh.
And Island.
Oh. No more foil doopy horses. That'd be pretty sweet if you opened another one of those.
Yeah, well, we got 2 foil rares. That's above average.
Yeah. And they're both decent, too.
Yeah.
That's the good part. They're not just like poop rares that you get in a starter deck or whatever.
Cruel Revival. Fleshbag Marauder. It has new art, and you probably don't like this.
It's not as good. It's not as fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Flesh Bag. You need to make that a fatty. He needs to
it's
be
a bag of flesh.
He has to be portly.
It is worth noting that there's also another version of this that's in standard at the moment. There's like an Executioner that does the same thing.
Really?
At the same cost.
Oh.
So they like functionally reprinted it, and then they reprinted it.
Jeez. And they didn't even make it a tubster.
Shaman of the Pack. This is an excellent elf.
He is the shaman of
Enters
the pack.
battlefield. Target opponent loses life equal to the number of elves you control.
It's better than that weird 4-mana lord.
Well, it's because it's 3 mana collected company.
Sure. And
But
tiny
rare.
leaders for us.
It's the Great Aurora.
You got another mythic.
Each player shuffles all cards from his or her hand and all permanents he or she owns into his or her library, then draws that many cards. Each player may put any number of land cards from his or her hand onto the battlefield and exile it. It is worth noting, you at least, because the lands come into play untapped, you at least get to,
That's true.
do something afterwards.
That's
it's not
true.
like you have to pass it to your opponent.
It's like, look at all these permanents that I have. I'll kill you with damage.
And at least in green,
Yeah.
that mana cost isn't unreasonable.
Yeah. It's fine. Whatever.
It's not super exciting.
It's our 6th mythic, though.
Yeah.
That's the exciting bit.
Evolving Wilds.
It's a good one.
I got a collection of those in Terramorphic Expenses.
Yes, you do. It is vast.
Elemental Bond. Goblin Glory Chaser. Sigiled Starfish. I didn't know that was in here. That's awesome. I love the Starfish.
Patrick Scryfish?
Yeah, Patrick Scryfish. And
I don't know.
Languish.
Ooh, that's sweet. That's
All
probably
creatures
worth something.
Probably is, yeah. I mean, they can't reprint Damnation, apparently, but
Why not?
This'll do. I don't know.
It's so sweet.
I know.
I don't think it would bust anything way too wide open.
Gurmag Angler survives. Siege Rhino survives. Tassiger survives.
Tarmogoyf could survive.
Tarmogoyf could survive. Yeah. Interesting. You may be able to brew a deck with it.
Yeah.
Island. So, our last pack.
All right. Now you have to open... There's not a lot of pressure, but you have to open the other 3 planeswalkers in one pack.
So that's going to... screw that side up in opening.
That's all you have to do. No pressure.
No pressure.
Just 3 planeswalkers in one pack.
Is this a planeswalker?
No. Well, you better check the back. You better check the backs.
All right.
Just to be certain. Whoop. No. How awesome would it be if we actually got like a misprinted?
That
This
would
just
be
has a
pretty...
Jace on the back.
Swift Reckoning. Fiery Conclusion. Bless. This card creeps me out.
What is it? Why is it?
Bless
Oh, with
Spirit-
it. Yeah.
It's kids, but
Creepy
they're like
kids.
ghosts.
Yeah.
It's weird.
All right.
And I guess we can flip.
Oh, see,
No luck.
now you just have to open them really misprinted where it's only on the front.
With the 3 cards left.
Yeah. You have to open.
And one of them is this Blessed Spirit.
Yeah.
Embermaw Hellion. He's a 5-mana, 4/5 with trample, and if another red source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage +1 to that permanent or player instead.
Is this next card 3 planeswalkers? No, it's a forest.
Maybe they're just, it's hard to see, but they're in there.
Okay.
There's one, and there's one, and there's one.
Sure.
You just have to look really
That's good
close.
enough. That's good enough. All right. So that was a really good box, I think.
It was. Yeah.
Like 6 mythics. And decent rares.
Yeah, and 2 foil
and 2
rares.
foil rares. Yeah,
Mr. Boopster's happy.
I think that kind of makes up for the Modern Masters thing Although, Modern Masters has a lot more value than what are you doing with Mr. Poopster there? Okay, well, that's... Anyway, so that was Magic Origins, and we will see you next week with some more Magic videos. Oh my.